Hello, everybody. My name is Brandon Chabot. Today we are going to be talking about racial bias training on behalf of Conway Inc. This training is for all members of staff, managers, and employees alike. And what we will be trying to do in this training is understanding racial bias, understanding what it is and how we can overcome it, and how we can create a fun, fluent, flowing, diverse workplace here at Conway Inc. That is something that we do take a lot of pride in, something that we are very open to. Racism and things like that is things we do not tolerate by any means. So with this training today, the goal of it will be to help us really understand how we can potentially come off as racially biased without even knowing it, how to look for it, and how to fix it here in the workplace at Conway Inc. So the first thing we'll be talking about here today is, we got our stereotypes down to avoid them at all costs. We were able to work together as a group activity, interviewing each other, getting to know each other, getting to know our differences. And with our differences, we are learning to understand our unconscious racial bias. And with that, we learn to respect each other. We learn to work together. And if we all do this on a consistent basis here at Conway Inc., we will have the most diverse cast of employees who get along with each other, and that will create, more jobs opened, as well as more people just wanting to join our fantastic company and see where we go from there. Alrighty, guys. Well, that will conclude my training here on racial bias. Please feel free to ask any questions. Again, you could always see me in my office. I do have an open door policy. Thank you guys so much. On behalf of Conway Inc., I am Brandon Chabot, and I am signing off. On common themes, stereotypes, and assumptions. In people of all walks of life, work at the same workplace. A lot of people that look different than you, speak different than you, and really what stereotypes can do to, one, the productivity of the workplace, two, to the people themselves that have to endure the stereotypes and racial bias towards them. Completely unfair, something that we want to nip in the butt right away. When people are happy to come to work, they feel respected and safe. They are more likely to perform better. It's pretty straightforward there. When stereotyping leads to harassing and discriminatory situations, the work environment becomes tainted with negativity. That is, again, something we never want here at Conway Inc. We try to be as positive as we can. We don't want members to feel as if they are scared to come to work because of the racial and stereotypes they might receive by other employees. So that is something that we take a lot of pride in here. Someone feeling attacked via stereotype may feel unsafe or as if they don't belong. This separates teams and stalls creative efforts. People are more likely to have higher anxiety, get sick more often, and not focus on work. Here at Conway Inc., like I said, we do like to be efficient, but as well as diverse and very understanding. If we make stereotypes about, the first person we see, and we keep doing that for every new employee that we hire, we're going to create a toxic work environment. We're going to, create a place that people don't want to work at. It's going to drive down our numbers. It's going to drive down our productivity. And that's something that we never want to do here at Conway. And with this training here, we're going to realize how we can overcome stereotypes, how to not stereotype, and really just how to understand different races, different diversities, and cultures. That brings me right here to my next point here. This is going to be session 2 of our training program outline. Racism, diversity, and culture. Cultural diversity means developing a workforce that is not only comprised of but values employees from different cultures. Diversity does mean people of different races, ethnicities, gender identities, and sexual orientations. So when we are talking about diversity, we're not only talking about the color of one's skin or where one is from, but we are also talking about age. We are talking about disabilities. We are talking about genders. So this is a very broad topic here, and something that we need to focus on as well. A truly diverse workforce also includes employees with varied political viewpoints, immigration statuses, education, and professional backgrounds. Again, something that is very, very important. We all have our own political views. We all vote one way or the other. That does not mean we cannot get along with each other. That means we cannot, it still means that we can understand where they are coming from. You do not have to agree with everybody, but you have to at least understand and be compassionate and show respect to others as you would want respect shown to you. If this is done properly, that shouldn't be an issue whatsoever. Discrimination against age, gender identity, biological sex and sexual orientation, race and ethnicity, and disabilities. Just discrimination of any of those four topics there is completely unacceptable. It will result in a immediate termination here from Conway Inc. I don't mean to be sounding like the bad guy here, but like I said, we do not tolerate that kind of behavior around here at this workplace. And if we all can just understand, we're all different ages, we all come from different walks of life, different backgrounds, and really show respect to each other and really try to actually learn why maybe they feel that way, even though you don't feel it. But if you at least have the attempt to try and learn why, then things will then people will start showing respect to each other, and we have an efficient flowing work environment, which we are always trying to achieve here at Conway Inc. All right, now what I would like for everyone to do is to pair up with a partner around you, next to you, behind you, in front of you. And what I would like you to do is just kind of do a little each 5 minutes, 10 minutes of each. You guys just giving each other a little interview. Very basic. Where are you from? What do you like? What's your political view? What's going on in your personal life? What kind of foods do you like to eat? What kind of clothes do you like to wear? Things like that. You really get to learn our differences and understand why we are different. Is a big help into overcoming racial bias, is what we will be talking about here in the second half of our training. If we can overcome and understand that we can be racially biased, and it doesn't mean we are racist, but it just means we can unconsciously be biased one way or the other. And then what we like to do at Conway Inc. is just really think about it, learn how we can avoid racial bias, and we can all be able to work together in a happy, flowing, efficient work environment. So that will bring me to my next session here. This will be session 4 if we're following along in the training guide program, or outline, I should say. And what we'll be talking about here is fixing unconscious bias and racism. Everyone possesses bias. That is something that we learned. That is something that we need to understand. And as much as you might not think you're biased, you probably are. And the more you deny that you are biased, the less you will be able to overcome that obstacle. People are mostly unaware of the bias. It is deeply ingrained. It influences attitudes. It influences people's behavior. So the first thing we got to do is accept responsibility and see where we can improve. Always never deny that you might have been biased. Always be open to any kind of criticism or critique, and we'll change it from there. Respecting each other goes a long way. I mean, it's very simple, but also very, very effective. Accept people's differences, but find common ground. Learn something new from people that are different to you. Don't shut it down. Be open to different conversations. Be open to different, trying different foods. Life does begin at the end of your comfort zone. And if we all can learn from each other, learn from our different cultures, we can create a very, very fun, a very efficient, a very really just cool, diverse workplace here at Conway Inc., which is something I definitely am striving to do with every passing quarter. And then our last session here that we will be talking about is just working together as one, working together as a team, making everyone feel valued, encouraging inclusive behaviors in the workplace. And what I mean by encouraging inclusive behaviors, encouraging diversity seminars, encouraging people to talk about their cultures, not to brag, but to provide knowledge or provide information to others who may not know, or someone might take offense to something that your culture does. Educate them so they're not offended anymore. Don't just assume that they know what you're talking about or know what you are doing. You know, walk it out for them. Let them understand why it is that you are doing what you are doing, and everyone will be able to work together. One of my favorite quotes or lines here is, birds of a different feather can still flock together. We might all be different feathers, but we are in the same bird, flying together at a very fluent, efficient pace. So what I hope we got from this seminar